The following is a presentation of the Spartan Media Network.
Steps back in the pocket. Goes the home run ball, deep middle. Marsh over the shoulder with a catch. Nick Marsh at the 10-yard line of Maryland. Angles to the right pylon. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, MSU. Lightning in a bottle. Aiden Childs with the home run ball to the young Nick Marsh.
Auto Owners Insurance presents The Jonathan Smith Show. Tonight's show is sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance, simple human sense, and by the MSU Federal Credit Union. Spartan fans dream big with MSU Federal Credit Union. Meijer, the official grocer of Michigan State Athletics. One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, Raise Hope and Foster Dreams. Start your journey to becoming a foster parent today at michigan.gov/hope for a home. McLaren, official orthopedics and sports medicine partner of Michigan State Athletics. And by Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment. Choose chill. Now with head coach Jonathan Smith, here's Will Tiemann.
And welcome into the Coach Jonathan Smith Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. And we are live at One North Kitchen and Bar in Lansing. So if you want to join our live audience for any of our MSU coaches shows, make your reservation by email. Just email to Caleb at onenorthdining.com. Well, welcome in. I think we had a pretty good week. What do you guys think? Being joined by the head coach, Jonathan Smith, and obviously, we have an opponent down the road coming up. We'll talk about Michigan a little bit later. But before we do that, what a solid performance against Iowa. Just solid.
Yeah, I was really just proud of the guys. Had the bye week and a big game coming up and back at home and playing a good opponent. Iowa's, giving people trouble, and they were having a nice year. But I thought from start to finish, it was our most complete game. You think about all three phases. There's a lot to highlight there. Offensively, defensively, and obviously special teams with scoring a bunch of points that way. So, it felt really good.
Well, the one thing that was interesting, whether it's been on your show here or a pregame or a postgame, you've always talked about if we could just run the ball a little bit better. Yeah. Wow. Over 200 yards against an offense or a defense in Iowa that gives up about 90 a game. And did you see that coming?
Yeah, I don't know if I quite saw 200 yards coming, but I did think we were going to improve, looking at things we could adjust, like I said, by week. And it came down to the players and the physicality up front. It started there from the O-line and the tight ends. I did think the implement of Aiden carrying the ball or keeping the ball once in a while helped open up some creases for those backs, and they were running hard. And so, like you said, the run game just helps out everything. It takes some pressure off the quarterback, gets us in a better down and distances. And, some of these runs weren't just for like 2 or 3. We were running for first down on first down. And those carries turned into moving the ball really, really well.
So it just seems hindsight's so good, but hindsight says, boy, you made the most of that bye week.
Yeah, proud of the coaches and the players absorbing it that way. I wouldn't have loved, maybe the bye week could have came a little bit earlier to make some of these adjustments or whatnot, because even like on the run game, it wasn't like we weren't trying to run the ball those first 6 games. It just was not nearly as effective as it was against Iowa. And now the challenge will be to be able to, keep that going into the next week.
Well, 2 guys that got a lot of credit. One is Jonathan Kim. You touched on that, the place kicker. I mean,
yeah.
What a luxury to send a guy out there who can hit from over 50 yards. I mean, he set a Big Ten record in modern times, 6 in one game. There's been nobody who scored 20 or more points as a kicker in the history of the Big Ten in modern times. And the only one he missed was from a mere 55 yards out. And so what a luxury to guarantee guarantee yourself points every time down.
Yeah, it's tough to say guarantee, but he pretty much was that the other night. And just for that many attempts, he had some longer ones, some were a little bit closer. But let's face it, you watch college football enough, it is hit and miss on those field goal things. And for him to go and make 6 of those things when really we needed it, move the ball, and it would have been deflating to not come away with some points. He was able to be accurate throughout. And then that 55-yarder in the fourth quarter, again, where I think we're up 5 to put the thing to an 8-point game. It just feels like he continued to separate, and couldn't be more happy for him. I will say, too, and he says it, the operation was really good. I mean, going 6 for 6, it takes all 10 other guys, too. The snap, the hold, the protection. I was close on a couple of those, and so we got to shore up some of our protection. But it was a group effort, and Jonathan came through.
During the game, you ever mosey down to wherever he's hanging out going, how you feeling, big guy?
No, not a ton, I'll be honest. Let him do his thing. I did give him a little bit of love toward the end of the game when Iowa had the ball at the end, just how special that was and how he came through for the team.
Well, before we take a break, you got a freshman receiver that's just turning heads.
Yeah, we need to continue to target the guy. Nick made a bunch of plays in this one. The moment is not too big for him. He continues to show that he can play multiple spots, multiple routes. We ask a lot of him in coverage recognition, and he gets it to where he can just let his talent take over because he can run, he can separate, he contested balls. He's not easy to tackle. I think we targeted him 7 times. He had 7 catches, something to that extent. And so when you go his way, it's usually pretty positive.
Well, he's the first Spartan as a true freshman to ever have 2 games with over 100 or more yards receiving, and we have 5 more to play, and hopefully postseason. So it's pretty amazing. And the other thing that was interesting, and I know it's been talked about, when's the last time you coached a team that didn't have to punt?
I can't remember it. I'd have to look back. But sometimes it's like, oh, you didn't punt. Well, you turned the thing over 4 or 5 times, and that obviously wasn't the case here. And so to have a game like that, especially when you play a defense like Iowa, it just shows you how impressive that group offensively in this game. And I go back to, again, we're not just about 1 week wonder here. We need to continue that this next week and play at a high level.
By the way, if you have a question for Coach Schmidt tonight, you can call us at 877-535-1678, or for future shows, you can send us an email at msuradiocoachshow@gmail.com. And for hunting and fishing, to trail ride, well, there's nothing tackles Michigan terrain quite like the Can-Am Defender. If Michigan is your turf, you need to ride on this vehicle. By the way, are you a hunter at all? I've never asked you that.
Not much. No, I am not a big hunter. I play a little golf once in a while, get on the boat, but I don't hunt.
Gotcha. Anyway, visit canamoffroad.com/defender to learn more. Can-Am, proud sponsor of Michigan State University Athletics. And we'll be back with more of the Auto Owners Insurance Coach Jonathan Smith Show after this on the Spartan Media Network.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Dad. Did you get a new haircut or something? A new shirt? You're looking good.
What happened?
A little fender bender?
How little?
A few days in the shop little? But thanks to Mom and our agent, we've already submitted a claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto Owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Sounds like simple human sense.
I'm fine, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna ask.
Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go, go!
Run, James!
No, first base!
Go, go, go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
Hey Spartan fans, the 2024 basketball season is tipping off, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the courtside celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to MSU basketball games or to any other live event in the state, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of the Spartans. The most disruptive idea in ticketing, a ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
Is joint pain slowing you down? Imagine waking up and moving through your day pain-free. The orthopedic and sports medicine specialists at McLaren are experts in the latest surgical and non-surgical advances to relieve joint pain and restore movement so you can rediscover the activities you love. We'll help you get back to what moves you. McLaren, the official orthopedic and sports medicine partner of Michigan State Athletics.
And welcome back. We're live in Lansing for the Jonathan Smith Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. And our show this evening comes to you live from One North Kitchen and Bar in Lansing. One North Kitchen and Bar offers outdoor seating, curbside pickup, and don't forget, all of the MSU coaches' shows are here as well. Make your reservation by emailing Caleb at onenorthdining.com. I do have a hunting joke for you, kind of a story. I'm from Southern Ohio, and I would not call that a hunting area. And so we're brand new, and the athletic department says Notre Dame was coming in. They said, we have 4 tickets, 50-yard line, you can't beat it. So whomever your favorite people are, call them up and give them these tickets. So I got these primo tickets for this major football game. I can't give them away. It was like the first day of one of the hunting seasons. And now I know, never give a ticket away during any kind of hunting season. Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have told that story. But anyway, we do have something to move on to, and it's our Player of the Week with Dalton Shetler.
Tonight's Michigan State Player of the Week is number 97, Jonathan Kim. The 6th-year kicker from Fredericksburg, Virginia, booted his way into the Spartan record books and led MSU to victory by splitting the uprights 6 times against the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Here's the snap, the put down, the kick is on the way, and the kick is good. And Jonathan Kim will try another field goal, and this one's high, far, and deep. And it's good. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Perfect snap and a put down, and the boot is up. And it's perfect. The snap, the put down, and the kick is on the way. End over and got it. It's good. This would be his 6th field goal of the game. The ball's at the 36, 46-yard try. On the way for Jonathan Kim, and he hits it. He sets a Spartan record as he drills a field goal.
You know, last year was my first year kicking field goal, so I just had to get used to it a little bit. And now I just feel like I'm firing on all cylinders. You know, God has just really given me a lot of peace. And I just really feel like this is where he has placed me. And so it's really just him working through me.
Oh, reliable. Jonathan Kim is now 15 for 16 on kicking field goals this season. Is this week's Big Ten Special Teams Player of the Week? And Spartan faithful can all agree, Kim is him. Folks, your Michigan State Player of the Week, Jonathan Kim.
There you go. Thank you, Dalton. And by the way, he's already kicked more field goals right now than he did all last season. But getting 6 in a game will help that number just a little bit.
Yeah, it's a good number when you make them all like that. And I'm always on the other side of things as the coach. 3 points is great, 7 is a whole lot better, and would love to have him kick a bunch of extra points moving forward.
Well, we've talked a little bit about the offense. We haven't talked much about the defense in that game. Boy, there was some great play there.
Oh, there really was. It started with the run game. Iowa running the ball, physical front. They got a big time back. And really throughout, just take out maybe just one play, we did a great job of containing that. Played team defense, started up front, but just rallying to the ball, guys getting them on the ground, multiple guys getting to the ball carrier. And so when you can take that away from that offense in particular, the run game, and make them feel like they're going to throw it a little bit more, there were some great efforts out there. When they went to throw it, Nakai Martinez again shows up with a huge play on the interception. And so, was really pleased. First half, completely dominated the thing, shut them out. And then in the second half, opening drive, mishaps on a couple things. They end up scoring. And then they have the 175-yard run that made their stats look a little bit better in the run game. But the run defense was phenomenal all night.
Well, one of the things we talked about after the game, which was really impressive, I mean, you knew Iowa was going to do something there. They have good players and they have good coaches as well. And But every time they made their move, there was an answer.
Yeah, it was huge. Without question, going to halftime, he felt like really controlled the whole first half, but you're only up 12, and knowing Iowa and Coach Ferentz and what that culture and that team is like, they were going to come back and make a battle of it, and they did. They couple of times got it within one score, a lot of clock left in the second half, but each time they did score, we answered with a score, especially I think about that 75-yarder. It's fourth quarter. They get within 5, offense takes the ball right down and puts another 7 points out there. And so really was pleased with the response by our team as a unit to win when we needed it.
Well, we've talked about Kim, the Big Ten Special Teams Player of the Week. We've talked about Marsh, the Freshman Big Ten Player of the Week. But also a guy on our side of the ball, Darius Snow, had a pretty good day, too.
He did. We wanted to celebrate him as a co-special teams player. Obviously, Kim, is going to get a lot of awards, but Darius comes up with really 4 tackles on our kickoff coverage, which our kickoff coverage was not good enough. Iowa exposed a couple of things on us, but the reality is for this guy 4 different times to get the guy on the ground because he had some space to even take it further. And also, Snow played a bunch on defense. He had a good game playing linebacker there, and so we definitely wanted to kind of highlight him.
Well, the one thing you got everybody's eyes and their heads turning a little bit because we all don't sit and count all the substitutions. When you said you played some 17 guys up front?
Yeah, the front 7 is D-line linebackers, and, you talk about it as the front 7, and they did a good job controlling the run game, but it kind of came, and it was the next day as we're going through it, we played 17 different guys at those 7 positions. So D-line, which we've been rotating a bunch throughout the year, mentioned Darius Snow, but we're playing multiple linebackers, multiple guys on the edge, and so 17 different guys contributed to that front 7 playing really well throughout the night.
17.
I think it helps keep you fresh. You feel like you're building some depth. Again, we're not just throwing guys out there to get them turns. They have to earn that, and we feel like we've got some depth at that kind of location of the defense to put multiple guys out there.
By the way, Spartans Dream Big and MSU Federal Credit Union is here to support you every step of the way. Whether your goal is to pay off your student loan, build your dream home, or save for retirement, MSU FCU has you covered. MSU FCU, the Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of Spartan Athletics. Well, it's time now to see how good everybody is here at trivia. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Michigan is on the clock. We all know that. And we are throwing it back for one of the classic MSU wins over the Wolverines. This one is from 11 years ago, 2013. Michigan State, and I got to admit before I read this number, it was one of the most amazing defensive efforts I've seen in my whole life. Michigan State forced Michigan into minus 48 yards rushing for that game. That is the worst rushing performance in the history of Michigan football. So, our question is this. Which Spartan led the way in tackles in that game, while also sharing the team lead in tackles for loss? What person was the top tackler, one of the top tackle for loss guys, and everybody was involved in this? So, there you go. So think about it, and we'll take your questions here. We'll take your answers, hopefully, and somebody will win something. We'll have more conversation with Coach Smith and the trivia answer right after this, as you're listening to the Auto Owners Insurance Jonathan Smith Show.
Hey Spartan fans, this is Otis Wiley, General Manager of Michigan State Sports Properties. Are you interested in becoming a corporate partner of Michigan State Athletics, supporting Michigan State student athletes through NIL? If so, please contact us by visiting msuspartans.com and locating MSU Sports Properties underneath the Fan tab.
Touchdown, MSU!
Elevate your brand's marketing and advertising efforts by partnering with Michigan State Athletics. Again, please visit us at msuspartans.com and locating MSU Sports Properties underneath the Fan tab.
He got it!
Enhance your brand's marketing and advertising efforts by partnering with Michigan State Athletics. We look forward to hearing from you and having you join the Michigan State Athletics corporate partner family. Go green and go white. Hey Spartan fans, this is Otis Wiley, General Manager of Michigan State Sports Properties. Are you interested in becoming a corporate partner of Michigan State Athletics, supporting Michigan State student athletes through NIL? If so, please contact us by visiting msuspartans.com and locating MSU Sports Properties underneath the Fan tab.
Touchdown, MSU!
Elevate your brand's marketing and advertising efforts by partnering with Michigan State Athletics. Again, please visit us at msuspartans.com and locating MSU Sports Properties underneath the Fan tab.
He got it!
Enhance your brand's marketing and advertising efforts by partnering with Michigan State Athletics. We look forward to hearing from you and having you join the Michigan State Athletics corporate partner family. Go green and go white.
We're back on the Jonathan Smith Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Well, this week, Alumni Hall Spartan Football Tribute Ticket Giveaway is going to get somebody a couple tickets to our next home game. So, but you got to pick up the tickets at Alumni Hall retail location at Eastwood Town Center in Lansing. So our question was, in one of the greatest defensive performances in a big game ever, where Michigan State held Michigan to minus 48 yards rushing, who was the top tackler in that game? And I think somebody's going to take a crack at it. So go ahead and introduce yourself, and what's the answer?
I'm Sam Van Zee, and I think it's Shirley Calhoun.
No.
No?
I mean, how many big games did Calhoun have? A lot of them. Okay, Jill, from Lansing, Michigan, what do you think?
Max Bola?
Man, no. Okay, so this guy, this might help you. He came from Hamilton, Ohio, if that helps anybody. He's an Ohio kid. Okay.
I think this is the second time you've had him this year, Danico Allen, right?
Danico Allen is right, yes. He had 9 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, couple of sacks. And what a game he had. It was unbelievable. And
you got it?
So we got to be sure they get your name so we can get you those tickets. Here was a weird one. We introduced Danico several times in the postgame, right?
Mm-hmm.
And first time I met him, I looked at where he is from. He literally grew up about 5 miles from where I grew up.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Okay. That's right up there with that hunting story. Well, the one thing we have not talked a lot about is the play of the quarterback against Iowa.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, boy, he seemed like he was coming of age in that one.
Yeah, I thought it was, from his most complete performance, this season. Decision-making created with his feet, right? But part of the true run game, and then part of, extended plays and in the pass game, efficient throwing it. Did have the one error, but I really appreciated how he just bounced right back from it. He had the turnover. We got the ball back. Defense gets to stop, and he goes down and plays at a high level. Actually, I think he ended like 18-21. Looking at the statistics, first quarter to the second, third, and fourth. Early on, it wasn't lighting the scoreboard up, and then you finish 18-21, and the way he carried it, he had a really nice game. And I think that the run game helped him. And part of that run game wasn't just like him carrying it or handing the thing off. He got us in a lot of plays. We put some things on his plate at the line of scrimmage to be able to check us into the correct play, and he did a great job operating that.
Well, let's go to the phone. Denny, thank you so much for your patience. You're on with Coach Smith.
Anytime. Enjoyed listening to it. Congratulations. That was a great game. And these things have been mentioned, but I thought I'd bring them up again because they're worth. You scored on 8 out of your 10 drives. And you as you mentioned before, you punted 0 times. And I thought it was really good to see Monterey Foster with a career day. And, Marsh had 8 catches. I mean, the whole thing was just so enjoyable to listen and watch. I appreciate your coaching effort. And good luck against Michigan. I'm fired up. I think you can beat them. Las Vegas has got just 5.5 dogs, but I'm telling you, I think we're going to beat them by more than 5.5. So good luck, Coach.
Well, I appreciate it. You mentioned Montori because he's been around here a long time and done some good things, and been productive with 100 yards with Nick. And when you compare receivers with 100 yards and run the ball like that, you're going to have some success and scoring like we did. And Eckley was more than pleased to be on the sideline besides holding on PATs. And so, moving forward, no question, this one is meaningful, passionate, all of that. These guys have been working. We got to put a great week of work in to get ready for a physical game Saturday night.
I mean, when you think about it, you go, well, he got 100 yards receiving. This guy got 100 yards. You ran for 200. Well, think about your two receivers we've talked about. They did a football field.
Mm-hmm.
And when you think about that, two guys did a football field all by themselves.
Yeah, the two of them, and then you throw in 200 of, rushing yards, so that's 4. And I keep going back to, again, that's against Iowa. This isn't someone else or, preseason non-conference something. This is Iowa who plays a high level of defense. And so, to me, it just proves what we're capable of. And now the challenge will be moving forward if we can continue to play at that level.
Well, by the way, global healthcare leader Abbott, MSU and the Big Ten, need you to donate blood for the We Give Blood Drive competition. Let's make MSU the Big Ten champion of blood donation. To find out more, visit big10.org/Abbott or contact a local blood donation center to sign up today. And don't forget, wherever you shop, when you shop at Meijer, you're helping the entire community. You help support food rescue programs and Simply Give. Learn more at Meijer.com. Well, you're dialed in to the Jonathan Smith Show, brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance. Back after this break on the Spartan Media Network.
So, got one for you, boss.
Oh, yeah?
What's black, white, and dented all over?
I give up.
The company truck. I know, but thanks to our agent, we've already submitted an insurance claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto Owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Lucky for you, that's simple human sense.
Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
Hey, got one more, Labatt?
Yeah, here you go.
Yo, got one more?
Sure, who are you?
Have any more?
I'll take one.
Got another Labatt?
Got one more? How did you all get in my house?
Dude, door was open. Heard you had some Labatt.
Yeah, in the fridge.
Crack some Labatt, make some friends, and see where it takes you. Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company Limited.
Calling all Spartans. Global healthcare leader Abbott, MSU, and the Big Ten need you to donate blood for the We Give Blood Drive competition. Your donation can save up to 3 lives, as well as make MSU the Big Ten champion of blood donation. For more information and to find out how you can make your donation count for MSU, please visit big10.org/Abbott or contact Versity or your local blood donation center to sign up for a local upcoming blood drive.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you. Discover what's possible at uofmhealthsparrow.org.
From our farm fields to the football field, Michigan soybeans touch every life, every day. From the food we eat to the products we use and the cars we drive, soybeans are making an impact. The Michigan Soybean Committee is dedicated to helping our farmers grow the soybeans needed for a more sustainable future while working at the forefront of innovation to develop new uses. To learn more about the Michigan Soybean Committee's initiatives, please visit us at michigansoybean.org.
And welcome back to the Auto Owners Insurance Coach Jonathan Smith Show. Well, be sure to join North Peak's Rival for a Cause this Friday, October the 25th, at the Pretzel Bar in Ann Arbor. North Peak is teaming up with Blue by 90 and Spartan Illustrated to raise funds to help fight cancer of youth at the University of Michigan Mott Children's Hospital. Whether you bleed green and white or maize and blue, we all win when we unite. Learn more at donationsAtRivalsForACause.org. Well, we got our first guest here today. This one of the first guys I met when, Coach Smith got his guys here in East Lansing. Welcome, Tanner Miller.
Thank you.
So I got to tell you this. The first time I got to interview him, he comes into our little room and he's smiling. He's got this warm look on his face. And if you look at the media guy, he looks like he wants to eat you. And I go, why didn't you smile for your picture? Such a pleasant guy. I don't know. But he comes in with Coach, and his journey is really interesting. In this day and age when everybody wants everything right now, here's a guy who proved you can become an All-American and pay your dues and learn how to perfect your craft. And can you just take us through how you met Coach, how you got to Oregon State, and how you got to be an All-American?
So out of high school, I had one offer to Southern Utah, and Oregon State had hit me up that summer to come in as a walk-on and talking with Coach Michalczyk. So took a visit up there. It was actually the first time I met Coach Smith, and I decided that this is the place for me because of the coaching staff. Coach being a former walk-on and having an O-line coach who had NFL experience, I thought was huge in my development as a player.
So when you first met him, what did you think?
Yeah, similar mindset. You talk about how he looks in the pictures in the program or whatnot, a focused, want an opportunity, and we talked a lot about that. Opportunity. I had lived the experience of walking onto a program, but having an equal opportunity to compete and grow. Tanner continued to do that year one and into year two, into year three, continued to compete, began to travel, played some special teams, and then turned into a multi-year starter now going with this year additionally, and add some position flexibility, not just at center. He played at a high level at guard in previous snaps, and so he can do that. It's been huge for us. We've rotated a little bit the old line. We got some younger guys that have gotten into the game and having some steady Eddie, a guy who's done it at the highest level, understands it, making the calls at center, and so we're really pleased with how he's played and how he's helped that group come along.
When you see Coach Michalczyk, he just looks like he coaches the line. He just does. So what's it like working with him? He's got a ton of experience.
Mm-hmm. I think he brings a high level of knowledge and experience to the game, and he's been around it at the highest level. And so what he preaches to us on a daily basis, it works because he's done it and he's seen it work with guys. So kind of just having that mentor every day to not only in life but in football on the field, kind of help mold you as men.
It was interesting. We got to chat with him the other day, and he brought up about the difficulty of being an offensive lineman. And he mentioned something that doesn't get talked a lot about. He says he's teaching you guys techniques that aren't natural. What are some of those?
Just the body movements, thinking on like a pass play, you have to stop a 300-plus pound rusher, and you're going backwards, they're going forwards. They can obviously generate a lot more force, and to stop that, it's not natural for the human body to do. Same in the run game. You got to move somebody who doesn't want to be moved. You got to have a different mentality, and you got to have the right fundamentals.
The one thing, and I think Coach will agree with me, if you're a defensive lineman and you get a sack or two, you get your picture and your name in the paper, you guys don't get identified much by name but by group. And I've often wondered, it's always fun to be recognized a little bit when you do good, but you guys seem to be more of a unit, more of a team thing. Can you talk to me about the mentality that you need to be a great offensive lineman?
I think first and foremost you need to be like a connected group, because you have to be selfless in everything that you do, because it's not – if I do my job and he doesn't, then we're not doing good things as an offense. So I think the biggest thing is being selfless and constantly trying to improve day to day, week by week, and as a group gel together and have that constant state of improvement.
Well, since you're one of the ringleaders in this offensive line, we might as well ask you, what happened against Iowa? 212 yards rushing?
Yeah, I think we finally put it all together. I think we had 5 guys playing together, had the same mentality, and just cut it loose.
You did. I just was curious, Jonathan, when you were a quarterback at Oregon State, did you ever take the lineman out for dinner or anything?
Well, when I was playing, it was a little bit different day and age on the NIL side, but Yeah, we did try to get together, and Tanner kind of mentioned, you talk about an offensive line maybe not seeing the recognition, especially individually, that often, and then he thought one of the most important things is kind of getting connected, because those guys got to be on the same page nonstop, not just, okay, this is the play with the direction we're going, identifying who's blocking who's working together. Are we right guard with right tackle, or is Tanner the center and the right guard working together? Like, that communication is critically important. Then the mindset of making the thing physical. And so this guy's done a great job in regards to kind of bringing that group together, the communication, the mentality. It's been a growth process, but we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have played like we did against Iowa if we didn't have Tanner Miller at center.
Well, we're here on a football show, but there's, I think there's still some baseball being played. I'm sitting next to, I know one Dodger fan for sure. I think maybe two.
Yep.
Are they going to win this thing or what?
Without a doubt, yeah. I was making a joke. I'm not going to do this, but, we get the tablets now on the sideline, right, to be able to make adjustments in between the series and whatnot. Well, it's going to be game 2, right about 8 o'clock kick, 8 o'clock first pitch, and so I might be checking one of those tablets to be on Fox to listen to Joe Davis and John Smoltz.
I mean, it's one of the things, when Coach first got the job, he came on Tom's radio show, and he got to meet Kurt Gibson. Well, we kind of know him as an All-American football player around here. We know he had some magic moments in baseball. But I got such a kick out of when you talked about, when you saw him, you thought Dodgers.
Oh, my gosh. Dennis
big home run. And
100%. I remember vividly where I was at watching that when he hit the thing out against Eckersley. And you know what? I saw Gibby at this weekend's game. He comes into the locker room before the game, talked to him briefly, and then I introduced him. I had some family friends in town, and so that he is a legend here for sure at Michigan State, but also in Los Angeles.
I mean, that was one of the great moments in baseball history, no doubt. So Tanner, here you're getting ready to play the rival game. I mean, you've been in rival games before when you were at Oregon State. What's your feeling about this one?
I think they're going to come with their A game. We're going to come with ours, and it's going to be a physical matchup that is going to last 60 minutes. And at the end of the day, we'll see who's out on top.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if the camera is on Coach about first pitch time.
Yeah.
See what's going on there. Well, before he lets you go, you want to add anything? It's always fun chatting with you.
No, I think I'm good.
What do you think, Jonathan? Anything?
Well, you can ask him a little bit, transitioning East Lansing, take the football side out of it and whatnot. How's the adjustment been? School, Lansing, the campus, those things?
Love the city. What we didn't get at Oregon State was like a bigger city feel with a lot of people who care about football. So I think this place has really embraced me and all the other new guys, and it's been a fun time.
Yeah, and the campus is neat. It's a really nice campus. Biggest surprise, though, coming to the Midwest. You're a West Coast guy. Biggest surprise.
It's not as cold at this time of year than what I expected.
Way to go. Tomorrow it's going to be 32. I know it. Yeah, well, it's not. That's a good thing. Maybe we owe that to you. Well, I really appreciate you, Tanner, joining us. We're all looking forward to going down there Saturday and doing well. But just the progress everybody has made and the way you guys have hung in there is just – it's really been exciting. I don't know about the people here in the restaurant, but for me, watching you guys evolve every game, it's been exciting to watch the progress and how everybody hung together through some good times and some not so good times. Mm-hmm. But I hold Iowa in pretty high regard, so you got my attention. Start running the ball down those guys' throats. Let's hear it for Tanner Miller. By the way, raise hope and foster dreams by starting your journey to becoming a foster parent today. Visit michigan.gov/hope for home to learn more on how you can support children of all ages in your community. Well, we're going to be back with a little bit more of the Jonathan Smith Show presented by Auto Owners Insurance. After this, you're on the Spartan Media Network.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Dad. Did you get a new haircut or something? A new shirt? You're looking good.
What happened?
A little fender bender?
How little?
A few days in the shop little. But thanks to Mom and our agent, we've already submitted a claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto Owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Sounds like simple human sense.
I'm fine, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask.
Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
Hey Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Shows and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
I love getting out and trying new things. But my seizures have always kept me back. Thankfully, the providers and researchers at MSU Healthcare work together to get my epilepsy under control. So now I can try anything.
At MSU Healthcare, helping you do you is what matters most to us. In fact, it's our mission. Visit healthcare.msu.edu to find a provider.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
And we're back live for the Jonathan Smith Show presented by Auto Owners Insurance. And don't forget, Duckett Brothers Distributing is proud to sponsor this year's Green Team at Spartan Stadium. They will be helping clean Spartan Stadium, concluding each home game this season. So let's lend a hand by keeping Spartan Stadium green and clean and disposing of trash in the concourse receptacles. Well, speaking of the Duckett Brothers, TJ, now he goes by Todd, is involved in something that's really turned into something very meaningful. I think most people are aware of the Ronald McDonald Houses. They're here to help families with children who are getting care, and there's a similar situation in Ann Arbor. And so Todd had a tough time with his last child. His name is X, and he had troubles. And because of the McDonald House and the charities, they were able to really help Todd and his family through what proved to be a really scary time for them. And as a way to pay back, what Todd did, he decided they could find a way to raise some money. And he hooked up with a buddy of his who played at the University of Michigan, also a wonderful player like Duckett was, Mike Martin. And they have this annual event where they try to outraise us and vice versa. And just so you know, they set a goal for $100,000 to be raised between now and kickoff. That was their goal, and they've already surpassed that. And that's really good. And if you want to get an idea of the emotion of somebody and what they went through, got a chance to talk to Todd about how his experience was with his son at the Ronald McDonald House. And here's just a little clip of his recalling the importance of what happened and the care they got.
Yeah, it was, it still does every single day. But there was a time when during the ultrasound in the beginning before he was born, they asked us did we want to even continue with the pregnancy, and it was a shock. That's not what you expect when you go in and get your ultrasound. You're expecting that he's this big, he's this size. This is how many weeks he is, and then to have that question really threw my wife and myself for a loop. Like what? And then you fast forward to him being born, and then the being able to go to the house, Ronald McDonald House, and just escape for a minute, take a shower, just walk away and take some deep breaths, and then to go back and jump back in the fire Wait to see what the doctors have to say. Wait to see how he does coming out of surgery. And it really took volunteering and giving and serving for me to a different level. It's different when you do it out of just wanting to give back, out of fun, out of enjoying the benefits of giving and serving. It's different when you do it then compared to when it's actually your life and you're actually giving and serving. You're just trying to take care of your family. You're just trying to make sure everybody's good. And you even got I have 4 other kids, and they're like, so where's X at? How come X isn't at home yet? And so they're asking questions. And it really was an amazing, humbling, it's just a wild experience. And like I said, like right now he's walking. So it's a blessing. Yeah, it's a blessing. It still gets to me, you see. It's still tough, but we're truly blessed. There are some amazing families. There are some amazing families that utilize the house. There are some amazing people that run the house, and I am thankful. I'm just thankful that they're there. Yeah. Sorry about this. I'm kind of a little emotional still. But it's not just mine. This is everybody's. There's so many people who utilize this house. And there's so many people who, I've had 5 kids total. And the first 4, there was no issues. You go through the process, you go through the ultrasounds, you go to the hospital, the child's born, and you're home in a day or 2. And then you just go through that. But there are families who, their child may not come home for a month, 2 months, or ever. And that's every single day. And you don't think about that. And you don't understand what that does to families. And not just the parents, but the grandparents, the aunts, the uncles, the kids. It's a huge thing that really life is a miracle. But some people have their miracles show up in different ways. And ours, it wasn't expected, but here we are. And this young man has inspired Battle for the Houses. He's inspired opportunity for Michigan State football players to even come to the house and volunteer, to go to the hospital and volunteer. He's inspired this rivalry where, a lot of times they call this hate week, where you're playing against a guy. But in this hate week, this young man has inspired love to happen.
Todd Duckett talking about the Ronald McDonald House and how it helped him and his family as his son was struggling. So right now they've raised, Jonathan, $110,042. They've topped their goal, and it's a battle. Last year we won the battle. Right now we're tied at 69. I don't know how they come up with that number, but what a story, and it's neat to see everybody come together and using this rival game as a way to really get the word out there a little bit.
Yeah, which is a great thing, a meaningful, important cause that, TJ had been around, getting to know him this year. You talk about a first-class guy and how that has impacted him. So really glad that really both schools can be involved in something so important.
Well, you're listening to the Auto Owners Insurance Coach Jonathan Smith Show.
Hey, Spartan fans, this is Otis Wiley, General Manager of Michigan State Sports Properties. Are you interested in becoming a corporate partner of Michigan State Athletics, supporting Michigan State student athletes through NIL? If so, please contact us by visiting MSUSpartans.com and locating MSU Sports Properties underneath the Fan tab.
Touchdown, MSU!
Elevate your brand's marketing and advertising efforts by partnering with Michigan State Athletics. Again, please visit us at MSUSpartans.com and locating MSU Sports Properties underneath the Fan tab.
He got it!
Enhance your brand's marketing and advertising efforts by partnering with Michigan State Athletics. We look forward to hearing from you and having you join the Michigan State Athletics corporate partner family. Go green and go white. Hey, Spartan fans, this is Otis Wiley, General Manager of Michigan State Sports Properties. Are you interested in becoming a corporate partner of Michigan State Athletics, supporting Michigan State student athletes through NIL? If so, please contact us by visiting msuspartans.com and locating MSU Sports Properties underneath the Fan tab.
Touchdown, MSU!
Elevate your brand's marketing and advertising efforts by partnering with Michigan State Athletics. Again, please visit us at msuspartans.com and locating MSU Sports Properties underneath the Fan tab.
He got it!
Enhance your brand's marketing and advertising efforts by partnering with Michigan State Athletics. We look forward to hearing from you and having you join the Michigan State Athletics corporate partner family. Go green and go white.
We're live from Lansing for the Jonathan Smith Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Frankly, you want to join us for the Michigan Sports Brief program every weekday on the Spartan Media Network. Great stations across our state, presented by Frank and Muth Insurance. Start a frank conversation about your insurance with one of our local independent agents by visiting fmins.com. Well, we tell a lot of stories throughout the course of the year, but here's one I bet a lot of you don't know. We mentioned Jim Michalczyk, the offensive line coach at Michigan State. Well, here's one for you. Can you believe that he was on the Oregon State staff, which we know because he came with Coach Ruiz Lansing. But what you may not know, he was a coach when Coach walked on as a quarterback.
Yeah, Coach Jim was coaching the tight ends and actually doing special teams at the time. And he tries to tell a story. The coach, first time meeting me, he thought I was a kicker, and so he was coaching the special teams and whatnot. And so yeah, we go way back. He went and become an O-line coach at Cal my senior year, and then took off. Had a big time career at Cal, a long time with Jed Tedford, and the coach of the National Football League and the Oakland Raiders, and a couple of spots, and then just feel really fortunate. Now we're going on year 7 together, 6 back there as working together. And he does a great job. And Tanner kind of mentioned it. You talk about a guy who, knows his scheme, knows how to develop talent, but on and off the field, he creates a great culture in that O-line room. He's got them coming over to the house and meals and speaking truth and life to them and supporting them that way. And so he's a huge asset to the program, more than just the line of scrimmage.
Who would have guessed the walk-on guy would hire him someday?
Yeah,
give him a job. We'll be back with more of the Auto Owners Insurance Jonathan Smith Show after this on the Spartan Media Network.
So, got one for you, boss.
Oh, yeah?
What's black, white, and dented all over?
I give up.
The company truck. I know, but thanks to our agent, we've already submitted an insurance claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto Owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Lucky for you, that's simple human sense.
Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
When you're a foster parent, you play a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader.
Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you. Discover what's possible at uofmhealthsparrow.org.
Our lives are a collection of experiences, from fender benders and soggy basements to great joy and growing families. Sometimes life is unplanned. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
And welcome back to the Jonathan Smith Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Auto Owners Insurance, simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you. Well, we're going to take the air at 6 o'clock from Ann Arbor with our Spartan Kickoff Show, and hope you can all join us for that. We're looking forward to it, no doubt. And then, of course, our next Jonathan Smith Show will be Wednesday, October the 30th here at 7 o'clock. Before we ask you for the keys of the game and what you think about this Michigan thing, let me drop this in, that the Coach Jonathan Smith Show is hosted by One North Kitchen and Bar in Lansing. At One North Kitchen and Bar, our menu is carefully crafted in a scratch kitchen to cater to all taste. So join us for all the MSU coaches shows here at our Lansing location, or visit onenorthdining.com. Well, Jonathan, keys to this one.
Oh, yeah, there's going to be a lot to it, but it still comes down to some of the basics, man. Big game, rivalries, emotion, all that still comes down to execution. So, we got to do a great job of playing clean with the football. You did a better job this last week, and, whoever, turnover end. I do think special teams can be a factor sometimes in all of that. Similar teams, right? Pretty good defense, want to be about running the ball and all of that. Special teams can separate things, and it did for us last week. So, maybe it's not just the field goals this week. It's a punt return. We got to be great there. You got to be able to handle the atmosphere too. Anytime you go on the road, you got to be able to play, control some emotion, handle the atmosphere, settle in quickly. We'll be looking to do those kind of things.
Well, in your coaching career, you've been through a lot of rival games as a player, as an assistant coach, as a head coach. So, what do you think about this one? How long does it take to really get the feel for it when you get down there?
Well, again, first experience at this place and all that, but we got some guys that played in some big games, some guys that have played in this game multiple times, and so it'll come down to embracing that emotion. It's the fun. It's a great thing about college football in these games, and this thing means something. But to take home that trophy, you got to play the best, execute the best, finish the best, and we've been emphasizing that throughout the week.
Well, they say sometimes that bus ride from Ann Arbor back home is the shortest ride ever, especially if Paul's in the bus with you.
Yeah, I saw Coach D actually this Saturday. He was at the game. He shot me a text saying that exact thing. There's nothing better than a bus ride back, and so that's what we're looking to do.
Well, good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
See you in Ann Arbor.
Thanks.
Coach Jonathan Smith. By the way, thanks to our show coordinator, Owen Cronin. Our on-site producer is Chris Ordaway. And our studio producer is Matt Landfair. Well, like we said, we take the air 6 o'clock Saturday night from Michigan Stadium. Hoping you can join us for that. And I hope we have a great post-game chat with Coach Smith. Again, thanks for coming. See you next week.
The Auto Owners Insurance presentation of the Jonathan Smith Show has been brought to you by Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment. Choose chill. The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. Raise hope and foster dreams. Start your journey to becoming a foster parent today at michigan.gov/hope for a home. Meijer, the official grocer of Michigan State Athletics. One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. The MSU Federal Credit Union. Spartan fans dream big with MSU Federal Credit Union. McLaren, official orthopedics and sports medicine partner of Michigan State Athletics. And by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense. The Jonathan Smith Show is a presentation of Playfly Sports in partnership with Michigan State Athletics. All rights reserved, and is produced by the Spartan Media Network.
The preceding program was a presentation of Playfly Sports and the Spartan Media Network.
Student safety affects us all, and you can make a difference using OK to Say.
Did you know that in 81% of violent incidents in U.S. schools, at least one other person had information that a school attack was planned but failed to report it?
How many lives could have been saved if just one person had said something?
OK to Say can change that.
OK to Say is an easy and confidential way for Michigan students to report anything that threatens their safety or the safety of others.
If you see or hear something that doesn't seem right, you can submit a confidential tip using the OK to Say mobile app.
Or you can submit by text, email, the OK to Say website, or call 8555-OK-to-SAY.
The tip information is confidential, so you never have to worry about retaliation, rejection, or being labeled a snitch. It's that easy.
You might be the one person who helps to prevent a tragedy.
Take a stand and protect yourself and others by using OK to Say, because if you won't, who will?
This message sponsored by OK to Say and MAB.